Hello, and welcome to another edition of Elizabeth Burnt, This and That. Tonight, she reviews the movie, a very interesting, different type of movie, called Myth of Man.
I absolutely adore this film. I love every possible aspect of it. I thought that the color palette was unique in and of itself. It wasn't the typical color palette you see in a film. More muted, more delicate, kind of like a pastel palette. Your main character, your protagonist, she's deaf mute and there's no dialogue. So that's also different. You don't really see that very often in movies, if at all. So that makes it unique. There were some scenes that were repetitive, but I gave that a pass because the way in which it's done is very compelling. You've got a ragtag group of people that unite over a period of the whole film. And personally, I thought it was allegorical. But there's really more to it because everything kind of interlocks and interacts. And it's just, it's different. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. And I consume a lot of media, so for it to stand alone by itself, I think says something about it. And the music also told a story. So I felt that was also very compelling and touching. And it was very powerful. It's just a very mystical film, kind of spiritual in a way. And I thought that the whole steampunk aspect was very reminiscent of That Which Remains, which John and I would like to address at this point. And the costumes, the retro future tech, which they use quite a bit, I thought was also very innovative.
Yeah, some of the costumes really reminded me of our friend's movie he's putting together. He's been working on for 3 or 4 years now. You know, independent films can be a slow process.
Very slow process.
Financed, written, financed, put together, and
right.
Cast and crew pulled together. Back to Myth of Man briefly. I thought it was a very interesting film. I was kind of discouraged though that there was no verbal dialogue. So you're watching the film kind of in the place of someone who's deaf.
Yeah.
There's no, you see people's mouths moving. They might be screaming out something.
But you can't hear anything.
Right. But you can't hear anything other than just,
muffled.
It's all
muffled
visual.
audio. Yeah.
After a while, I got into it though. And once I kind of understood where it's coming from,
right.
it made total sense. But it's, pretty rare to sit down and watch a several-hour movie that has no subtitles, no real audio, other than maybe music or something like that.
All it had was music.
Yeah, and that's that's pretty much all you had. So visual only. So that was very different. But you're seeing it kind of from the viewpoint of the protagonist,
right?
And she has just vision to work with,
right?
Don't want to give away the movie, but
or
I will
the plot
say,
because it's just so unique.
If you're open to a movie that's a little bit different, that you will probably appreciate you watched when you get to the end of it. It's a very good movie. Now, some of the scenes, some of the costumes, right off the bat, I realized they reminded me of That Which Remains, which is what our friend is putting together.
Yeah, Bart Willard.
And right now, what is he working on with the movie? He
has
on
animatics
Facebook.
that he's just recently put out.
Right. So they, I think all the, all the video, all the film is in the can, but post-production.
It's taking quite some time.
Post-production can be a lot of work.
Oh, it's a bear.
And I think he's doing most of that himself.
Yeah.
So that can take some time. That's going to be an interesting short film when it does come out, That Which Remains. Now, I've got photos. We went to over to, was it Fort Wayne, Indiana?
It was Fort Wayne. It was in this absolutely gorgeous church.
Yeah.
This beautiful.
It's a former church that they rent out for like weddings and different events, but it's got so much character.
It's stunning.
Visually, it's just very stunning.
Yes.
Excuse me, sorry. So that's something we attended like 2 years ago.
I was an extra in it.
Springtime. Elizabeth was an extra.
That was fun.
And it was definitely fun. A little bit different.
I'll do it again.
I took a lot of photos. So we'll post the link to the photos in the comments. And I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, I am
But the
too.
costumes, boy, some of the costumes look like it came right off the set of That Which Remains, especially
Yeah,
Bart's
this all steampunk,
costume is like the main character.
right? Victorian era inspired.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd work together on that one costume.
Yeah.
That's got the big,
The helmet
like
and
leather
everything.
helmet on,
Yeah.
with the little spikes on the top
Yes.
of it, like little lightning rods. Yeah, that
Looked
looked
like an old diver's uniform.
Yeah, that looks like something that just came out of That Which Remains. So anyway, Myth of Man, good movie. I give it 2 thumbs up, and you just have to
I
give
highly
yourself
recommend it.
time to appreciate it and get into it, because it's very uncommon to have a movie like
It's
that
extremely creative.
that doesn't have voice and verbal dialogue.
It's just very intriguing storytelling in my point of view.
It is. And what do we got coming up?
Well, we've got the race tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to listen to Indianapolis 500. We just filled the bird feeders. We're going to go
Yep.
out on the back deck.
I wanted
With,
to mention something
lawn
earlier. I thought
chairs.
that was funny.
Yeah.
They did a weenie 500 this year.
Oh, yeah. I caught that on, I caught the last part of that on Facebook. There's a bunch of videos. Everybody had their
Oh, it was great
camera
though.
phones out taking video.
It was hilarious.
It was a little different. Yeah. And
I thought it was cute.
they added some drama at the end, where the one Wienermobile, number 2, I think, or something,
Yeah.
passed the lead Wienermobile. Of course, that wasn't planned or scripted.
it wasn't
Of course
planned.
not, no. But audiences seemed to really like it.
Yeah, I loved it.
And I think it was on one of the special days for the race. I don't remember
Right.
which one. But not time trials, but it was where they
Carb
had
day.
a lot of carb day.
Carb
It
day.
was on carb day, I believe. And so it just kind of capped off, gave you something special for that particular day.
Right.
We went to the 500 race about 3 years
3
ago.
years ago. Yeah.
And I just don't like big crowds.
I don't
And,
either.
From where we had to park, it was, like a 2-mile walk to the racetrack. Weather was fairly hot. I was lugging a big camera, and it was just,
It was a lot of work for you.
it was a lot of work. And, that did me for, 4 or 5 years. I'll go back to the race eventually. So tomorrow we're going to listen to the race on the radio. We've got an app where we can follow, where the different drivers are in the race. And we've got a couple of big cameras, an R5 Mark II and an R5. Going to put on the big lenses. I'll put on the 100 to 500 zoom lens, and all Canon products. And then Elizabeth will use the other the R5,
R5.
with a telephoto lens. And we're going to photograph birds and just kind of see what we get. Birds on the bird feeders. How exciting for a Sunday. And then Memorial Day, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're doing.
Yeah, I got the day off.
I'm open to camping out tomorrow night. If we do that, we could do some video.
We could.
So it's not exactly the popular thing now is stealth camping.
Yeah.
We follow some channels where they do, quote, stealth camping. And they basically...
Well, Steve certainly does.
Yeah, Steve Willis.
Yeah, Steve Willis.
It's a guy on YouTube. He goes camping places where you're not really permitted to camp. Like he'll sneak into those roundabouts.
He'll go behind signs.
Yeah, he'll go behind bushes in a roundabout or behind a sign along the interstate. Just places where traditionally you don't camp, kind of places where homeless people might be.
Exactly.
So that's Steve Willis. What's his channel? It's
Camping with Steve.
yeah, Camping with Steve. He's real popular on YouTube. There's a couple of other
I think he's
guys.
very comforting, though. I
and
think he's
gals
very
that do it.
calming tone of voice.
Yeah, it's a good video to follow.
Kind of relaxed,
suit to.
too.
So so we might go camping tomorrow night. I don't know.
The stealth camp.
So yeah, I don't know if we could try stealth camping sometime. We've got bicycles and we've got camping
Don't we have
equipment
to have permission
that
first?
could be loaded up on the bicycle. But we have a friend that's got property, a huge farm, And I can think of one place where we could get by with stealth camping. And
They wouldn't care.
if the police officers came by asking what we're doing, I'll say, they allowed it. They gave us permission.
I don't know anything.
So that's some of the the boring things we'll be doing. Sunday, we're relaxing, cooking out on the grill. I think cook steak on the grill, and then on Monday we're off work. Maybe go for a drive. Maybe down to photograph the birds down south. What's the name of that park?
Goose Pond.
Goose Pond.
Their hours are going to be different, though.
Yeah.
So I have to
they've
probably
got-
wake up early.
Yeah, something like
most
a
likely.
regular park. They've got limited hours. They close at like at 4 or
Yes.
5, so you're pretty limited there.
Yeah.
So that's a couple of things coming up. But if you want to see the Bart Willis pictures we took there on set for his movie,
You mean Willard?
or Willard.
Yeah, Willard.
Why do I call him Bart? I must know a Bart.
No, his name is Bart.
Oh, okay.
It's Bart.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
You used the wrong last name, but that's.
Oh, okay.
You're only human.
Okay.
You're fine.
I haven't thought about that movie very much in the last couple of years since we went there.
I
But-
get updates all the time, so I think about it every day.
Okay, I would like to see it. I really would, but I don't know when that's going to be. But
Might take a little bit of time.
it could. It should be a really interesting film, though, when it does come out. I'm
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to it.
Same here.
So you all have a great week. You'll see this well after Memorial Day. That's just how we are. A little slow.
That's okay. As long as we get it done.
I don't know. Maybe you could post this one early.
Maybe.
Okay, if she posted tonight, then have a wonderful Sunday holiday, a wonderful Memorial Day, and we'll talk to you again soon.